Flying into Masset, where old traditions meet new ideas, Haida cedar bark weaver Marlene Liddle embraces the old and the new. Before she ever weaved, she apprenticed in a traditional way, gathering and preparing cedar bark for other weavers for 8 years, because you have to get the basics right before you can weave.
There's the harvesting, there's the preparation of the bark, and it is just as time-consuming, if not more exacting, than the weaving itself. Because if you want a quality product, you have to start with a quality product.
Marlene is a self-described obsessive.
I choose to weave with only product that I've harvested and product that I've prepped, because then I can control the quality of the materials that I'm using, and then I can control the quality of the product that I produce.
So here's enough cedar bark for a year's work, all prepped and ready to go.
And this will be all gone and used up this winter, and then I'll start my harvest over again in the spring.
Marlene was mentored by master weaver Christine Carty, who lives next door, but she says she was her worst student.
Lived next door, was constantly late, behind on projects, couldn't keep up with the other students.
But she kept at it. This was her first traditional hat, and even though it's done properly, she doesn't like it.
It bugs me because it is nowhere near perfect.
She's refined her technique and grown a lot since that first hat. She's adopted styles from other cultures, like the Maori.
The top of the hat is done in a style of Maori weaving or twilling. I was looking for a signature that identified my weaving to the public so that when you picked up a hat that was made by me, you would know that it was mine.
She has another, more secret signature in her hats. Instead of spending hours undoing tiny mistakes, she found a way to accept them and use them.
That's one of my signatures. If I do make a mistake, it's not a mistake anymore. It's an identifying mark. And I'll actually take a photograph of it and tell the customer where it is, and they can use that for identification purposes should the hat be lost or stolen, and for insurance purposes. And I figured that becomes a part of the piece, and it's its own unique personality for every single mistake I make. Not that I make many, one per hat.
Marlene's hats are meant to be worn.
Sun, rain, wind. This is the functional daily use hat.
As an artist, she has to try new things. She started making hats in many different styles. Cowboy hats, berets, ladies' cloche-style hats.
For people out there in general who love to see something new, something fresh, something innovative.
This cedar fedora was her first non-traditional style hat.
This hat was made for somebody special who does a lot for our family, helps to provide food fish to my mother and other elders in the village. And this is one of his favorite hats. You can see that it's been well worn and the color is faded.
People here love their cedar fedoras.
When we have potlatches and stuff, the men get dandied and they wear their favorite hat, and you'll see a lot of fedoras in the crowd.
Even as she moves forward, Marlene Liddle draws from the past and tradition.
This is my most recent project, and it's a pounded cedar bark robe, and it's the first transitional robe for the north end of Haida Gwaii in 130 years. Very time consuming and a big learning curve for me because I haven't not produced anything on a loom before.